Germany's train network has come to a halt due to a pay dispute between unions and management that has escalated negatively. The strike comes as heavy snow already paralyzed parts of the network earlier in the week, and just at a time when passenger numbers are expected to pick up ahead of Christmas. Passengers had mixed emotions regarding the action as it affected their travel plans, but also sympathized with the problems of the drivers. DD India correspondent Trent Murray reports from Berlin.
Well, it really is a case of deja vu for Deutsche Bahn passengers in many ways. They're growing accustomed to these strikes. This is the fourth major walkout we've seen this year, and just the second time in as many months that train drivers have walked off the job as part of this major pay dispute. And it's once again the travelling public which are bearing the brunt of it. What we know is that the strike officially began at 10 p.m. local time overnight here in Germany, and it's going to last all throughout this Friday and not wrap up until 10 p.m. tonight, again local time. And that means it's really going to hurt that end of the working week travelling commute, which is obviously one of the busiest times on the network. It's going to specifically impact as well the high-speed train network, which connects all of the major cities like Berlin and Hamburg, Frankfurt, Munich and many others. It will also affect long-distance trains, regional trains, as well as even some metro services in some of those cities and others that I just mentioned. This is all centred on a big pay disagreement. The train drivers union is demanding three things really. The first is a big monthly pay boost. The second is a one-off big payment in order to try and deal with record inflation. And the third is probably the most controversial from Deutsche Bahn's perspective. They actually want to have the working week reduced from 38 hours a week to 35 hours a week without any pay cut. So in other words, working less but not getting paid any less. That one is one that Deutsche Bahn says it simply cannot meet, and that is why we expect that going into Christmas there won't be any further strikes. The union is promising not to inflict any more pain on the public before the important Christmas holiday. But what they are saying is that if they cannot get an agreement before January 1 of next year, then they will have an indefinite strike. In other words, to extend this thing beyond just 24 hours, potentially 2, 3, 4 days, maybe even a week. That will really hurt the travelling public. It will probably get politicians involved as well. And so I think what you will see is probably a post-Christmas scramble to try and avoid that in the new year. Trent Murray for DD India, Berlin.